Hello again, my DIY loving friends. I'm Sarah, and this is Medicated Housewife DIY, where crafting and mental health come together, and where we turn Dollar Tree finds into high-end treasures. Today, we're jumping back into the pool with some Dollar Tree tumbling tower blocks. Yes, those little wooden wonders are about to get a chic makeover that you're not going to want to miss. So what are we waiting for? Let's go DIY together. For this DIY, I've laid out a woven design of tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree. I've got 63 blocks as shown right here, but we will be using a total of 117 blocks in the project. Now you can pause the video if you want to copy the design exactly. Next, I've got 48 of these small wood cubes, also from Dollar Tree, and they will fit in the little square holes between my woven blocks, and not all fit perfectly because, well, these are Dollar Tree items that are not always identical, as we all know, but we will fix that up later. So I place one cube into each empty square, as you see here, using 48 of the cubes. I'm using super glue, wood glue from Dollar Tree to attach my woven block design together. And I'm gluing my cubes into the open squares as I go along. And just as a reminder, you can pause or replay this video at any point to follow along and do this exactly how I'm doing it. Once the glue has dried, I turn the whole thing upside down to the underside where all my cubes are flush with the blocks. And this is actually going to be the front of the project. I'm using this Minwax wood filler from Amazon that I will link for you below. And I use it to fill in all the large gaping holes between the blocks and the cubes, and also some of the gaps between the blocks because, again, Dollar Tree items are not always uniform. Once I've filled in all the obvious gaps and holes, I allow the filler time to fully dry. At this point, I realized that I'd either have to cut the excess length of blocks around the edges, or to make my life easier, I filled in all the spaces around the edge with more tumbling tower blocks. So using 16 more blocks on top of the 63 that we've already used in the woven design. I glue those blocks around the edge of the woven design, and off camera, I use some more wood filler on some of those edge areas with gaps, and I let the whole thing dry. Once dry, I sanded the whole surface until my wood filler was smooth and wiped it off with a damp paper towel. I mixed equal parts hot water with some very cheap instant coffee, and I'm going to use that to coffee stain my woven block design on the entire front and on the edges. I'm not worried about the bottom because it won't be seen in the final project, but you can paint the underside if you prefer. I like using the coffee stain because it gives the wood a really light golden brown wood color with that natural wood grain still showing through. I've got this very thin black pinstripe tape I got on Amazon, and I'll link it for you below. It's a matte black and super thin, almost like a thin painter's tape. And I'm using an X-Acto knife. I cut pieces of the tape to use to outline each of my blocks and cubes, as you see me doing right here. And this really highlights the overall woven design. It's really time consuming, but super easy and relaxing to just zone out and do. To emphasize the design even more, I decided to darken the cubes using some folk art antique wax, which I will link for you below, and I carefully paint the cubes inside of those taped outlines. Once the antique wax had dried, I'm using this Mod Podge satin finish all over the surface and on the edges of my woven design to really seal the colors and to seal the tape and protect it. I felt like my woven tray needed a little bit of height, so I made 4 legs for it by gluing together 4 sets of 2 blocks in an L shape, as you see here. That adds 8 more blocks, thus completing our 117 total blocks used, as I told you earlier. Once the legs dried, I stained them with the same coffee stain I used on the tray and glued them to the bottom corners of my tray to lift it just a little bit. And this is my two-tone woven tumbling tower block and wood cube tray. And I'm so pleased with the design and overall look of this slightly risen tray. I think everything about this design is so upscale. The two tones of the wood, the black tape outline, all of it just beautiful. I even think you could use it as a gorgeous piece of wall decor as well, but I'm loving it as a tray and I can't wait to use it in my home decor. For this DIY, I'm using the blocks we love to hate, the Dollar Tree brown tumbling tower blocks. Yes, here's another one for you guys. Here I'm making sets of 6 blocks in a row with 2 blocks sandwiched one on top of another and taking 3 of those sandwiches and attaching them end to end to make a 6-block set with the 3 sandwiched blocks together, as you can see here. And hopefully that makes sense to you. In total, I'll be making 10 of these 6-block sets. So we're using a total of 60 of these brown blocks for this project. I take 4 of my sets of 6 and glue them together in a rectangle shape, just like you see me doing right here. Then I'm going to take another 4 sets of 6 and create another rectangle shape the exact same way. And this uses 8 of our 10 6-block sets that we've created. We've got 2 of the 6-block sets left. I take my 2 rectangles and stand them up the landscape way, which is the long way and not the tall way. And I'm connecting them to the 2 remaining sets of 6 by gluing the 2 bottom corners of each rectangle to the top of the 2 sets of 6 blocks, creating one connected piece as you see here. And I allow that to fully dry. While that's drying, I grab 48 of the natural color tumbling tower blocks, and I'm going to make 16 sets of 3 blocks that are attached end to end. So again, that's 16 sets of 3 or 48 of these natural color tumbling tower blocks. I decided to coffee stain the 16 sets of 3 natural wood blocks just to give them a little bit of a warmer, richer wood tone, but still a contrast to the brown blocks, and I'm staining them on all sides. I take one of my coffee stained sets and glue the 2 narrow ends onto the lower part of my brown block piece, just as you see here. I'm gonna do the 2 ends first, and then I'm gonna fill in between with 5 additional coffee stained sets for a total of 7 of these coffee stained sets, spaced out as evenly as I can by eyeballing them. Then I take 9 more of my coffee stained sets of 3 and I'm going to attach those to the top of my brown block piece, just like I did on the bottom. I'm starting with the 2 end pieces, then the middle, and then filling in 3 more on each side, spacing them out by eyeballing them. And this is my 2-tier, 2-tone tumbling tower block wood riser or stand, and forgive me as I give myself a pat on the back for yet another tumbling tower block project using the dreaded brown blocks. I've still got more to use, so we all have that to look forward to. I know you're just as excited as I am, but I really like this unique and interesting 2-tiered riser or stand. It's kind of modern in my opinion, but you'll have to let me know your thoughts. For this DIY, I've got 2 pieces of this Dollar Tree plastic Halloween chain. I've separated 2 of the 3 link pieces, and I'm going to use some E6000 glue and some hot glue to attach the 3 links at the point where they connect so that I can keep them standing up in a rigid way, if that makes sense, as you see right here. Next, I take 4 tumbling tower blocks and attach them together into kind of a narrow rectangle with a narrow opening in the middle. I add some E6000 glue on the bottom link of my chain and fit it right into the opening in the middle of the block rectangle and give that some time to dry. I repeat that same thing for the second chain link with 4 more of the tumbling tower blocks. I add 4 more tumbling tower blocks on top of the existing 4 blocks to give that piece some added stability. And I'm going to do that for both block and chain link pieces. So that's 8 blocks per piece or 16 blocks total. I've got these 2 tiny wood rings that I'll link for you below, and I attach them to the top of each chain using some E6000 glue. I've got a couple of metal jar lids from some baby food jars, and by the way, I use beef baby food to give my dogs their medicine. I mix it in, they like it. So I do happen to have a lot of empty jars. Anyway, I'm using some Apple Barrel matte black paint, which I will link for you below, to paint both jar lids inside and out, as well as to paint both of the tumbling tower block bases that we've created on all sides and the tiny wood rings on the top of the 2 chain links. I've got some Decor Art silver metallic paint, which I will link for you below, and using a small sponge brush, I gently and sparingly dab on some metallic silver paint onto the plastic chain and to the black painted jar lids to give them a really antiqued iron kind of a look to match the chains. Lastly, I apply some E6000 glue to the wood rings and place the jar lids on top, and I allowed those to dry overnight. And these are my chain link candlesticks. Not my favorite, but I definitely don't hate them. Kind of a cool and unique way to use those plastic Halloween chains. They have an industrial feel to them, and in the right light, they could be seen as metal. Maybe? I don't know. You be the judge. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you're as excited as I am about these tumbling tower block transformations. Just a reminder that with a little creativity and a trip to Dollar Tree, you can make magic happen. If you love these hacks, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Medicated Housewife DIYs for more budget-friendly DIYs. Let me know in the comments which DIY was your favorite and why. You know I love hearing from all of you. Until next time, remember that together, we're making the world a more beautiful place, one DIY at a time.